Ladies and gentlemen, we are live from the Isle of Man in the UK. This is John and Mike's MMA Corner.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm joined right now by the myth, the main, the legend, Elias Theodorou. Sir, you know what, I blame myself for not getting you on sooner. It's good to have you back. Firstly, let everyone else know, you've been away travelling. You've been away from the fight scene. You didn't get on the Candor cards, which is disgusting. But
confusing.
It is confusing. Let everyone else know how you are doing, sir, because you've not been fighting. It's a shame.
A shame, but I've been great. A lot of traveling, like you said. Recently went to Greece, and then also jumped off in Switzerland as well. But I've also been working on. I'm always training because I'm an athlete, and there's always someone trying to kick your ass, so I'm always getting ready. With that being said, I've been able to work on a lot of projects that I have outside of Cage. I have a TV show and a movie in the works. The TV show is on its way to 2 networks already that are interested in it. So it's just figuring out the highest bidder. And then also which network might be the best avenue.
Yeah.
I'm also a producer for both of them. So it's really interesting, the idea of the interesting networks and what that has been creating and what I've been able to create on that. So long story short, all's well.
Sweet. Have you not thought about trying to do Netflix, go that route? Is that something you not thought about? Because that's new tell. That's like taking over the world, isn't it? Let's be honest.
No, a lot of cool projects. Again, with my partnership with my management and then also my agent, Gersh, the agency that represents me in LA. I've been able to just basically again piggyback the aspect of a fighter, but it's funny. I've been taking as again a producer, someone that's also pitching this show and stuff like that. They just want a video, do a TV show with me. The fighting aspect is bonus.
Nice, that's awesome, man. It's great, like the little ventures that come off this. We said before, obviously, the UFC 206 card isn't happening. Are you thinking then, right, I'm not on that card, I'm going down to New York to train Mr. Ray Longo? I've seen pictures there with that. Is that something then that you kind of made a conscious effort to go down there and train for an extended period of time? Or you just been training with Chris Weidman to help him prep or something? What's going on there?
I joined mixed martial arts for the fighter's journey. The ability to train and travel everywhere is why I love it. I can turn anything into my office. You're actually looking at my Montreal home that I have here when I'm training at TriStar. I live in Toronto. For me, again, nothing set. Always going to be ready. I think, to my knowledge, there's about 6 middleweight bouts in December. That means 12 potential people that could get injured. And I want to say at least 6 of those guys, I'd fight them tomorrow after a night of drinking. But no, not saying easy money, but what I'm trying to say is the idea that, I don't know, there's a lot of variables in regards to mixed martial arts, and I'm always ready.
Yeah.
And I'm just honestly being me.
Yeah. Well, I was just saying, is that the relationship with Aljamain Sterling? Is that why you're popping down to New York to train as well? Because you two get on really well, don't you?
Friends with Ray, Chris, and all them. Also, one of my friends, again, one of my friends is getting his PhD out in New York. So a bunch of my high school friends that I'm really close with. We all met up in New York, and my plan was to go down to Montreal. So what I did was, I like driving. So I drove from Toronto to New York, which is like a 7-hour drive. Hung out there. The worst part, actually, this is a funny story. When they mean 8 a.m., parking until 8 a.m.
Okay.
It's a hard 8. I went outside on day 1, and my car was gone. And at first I thought it was stolen because it's a foreign car, right? It's from Canada.
Yeah.
So what ends up happening is it took like 4 hours for them to get it in their database. So I thought my car was stolen, and because I was on my trip from New York to Montreal, I had a lot of shit in there.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. And funny story. On top of that, I found out, I calculated it. It was actually cheaper to have it towed and left in the pound for 5 days than New York parking. So I just left it there for 4 days.
So
I ended up saving like $20.
that is awesome. So in future, you're just going to purpose. That's it. There, just get it towed and just
Yeah.
bring happy days.
Well, what I did once a long time ago, and I actually made a little advertisement out of it, or helped pitch it when I was in school, like as a hypothetical ad pitch. And basically, I drank and I drove there.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, well, how am I going to get rid of my car? We have CAA. I don't know. I think it's a North American thing. It's a car service. So like, if your car's ever broken down, a car will come there. If it doesn't work, they'll tow you either to home or to another, or to your shop. So it's 24 hours. So I was wasted at like 3 o'clock in the morning. I called them and then they came. I had to like get it together. Oh, I got McDonald's just before he came because it takes about like 20 minutes. And I ate some food, and I was sobered up a little bit, but obviously not enough to drive. Sober enough to have a conversation. And I was like, yeah, my car won't start. Can you take me home? So I got him to just tow my car to my house and drop it there.
That's resourceful. So that's
safety first.
Hey man,
I was also wearing a condom the whole time.
That is safety, exactly. There you go. No one got infected. That's what we want to hear. I like that story, man. I actually quite like that one. That's a smart one. So we've got these external projects which are going on, which is awesome. Mm-hmm. And obviously you're looking over the middleweight division. Straight away you're spitting out. You already know the matchups that are going on. Belfast, you're coming to UFC Belfast, okay? You're one of the guest fighter. Firstly, the UFC's not been in Belfast for a while, so I'm sure the atmosphere is going to be awesome.
Awesome.
Main event is Mr. Musashi and Hall, a rematch. Is that something that interests you when you see middleweight bouts getting matched up on the card as well? You think, if I get myself in shape, you never know. Is that?
You never know.
You never know.
What's it called? If they want to re-sign my contract too, we're at it. Whole bunch of hypotheticals. What's it called? No, with all seriousness, of course. I'm just at the cusp of that top. Like again, these guys are top 10, top 5. I'm not quite there yet, but an opportunity will get me there, or them themselves. Like again, the hypothetical. He said, always ready. That's my point.
UFC 205 coming up. You got Rashad Evans making his middleweight debut. Which
is awesome.
That's great. I think he should have went down a little while ago, maybe.
A long time ago.
I think Shogun should have been down at 185 a while ago, because when you see him on the scales, he ain't shredded. You're like, dude.
No, he goes off season. He goes wider.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, dude, you could probably cut those few pounds, man. But it kind of.
I've actually seen him in Brazil, and he had to be at least like a sweetheart again, a legend.
Oh,
I saw him once in Brazil. I was like, he's 250. He's like 240. and I'm as tall as him, man. Like, we have the same dimensions. The reason again, I'm a big middleweight. I'm 220 in shape right now. But the only thing is I don't have the attributes, the body attributes to be there. The frame is a little bit larger. Right? John Jones, again, I have 77-inch reach. But they're on the cusp of 80 plus, right? So again, a little bit taller, a little bit longer. Obviously, I'm just as long, if not longer, where it counts.
Exactly. Socks.
Just had to.
Socks. Reebok socks. That's what we're talking about.
I'm actually. Oh, never mind.
You saw what happened to Fabrizio Verdum.
Pardon? No, I was going to try it on not wearing socks.
All right, there we go. I was going to say, because obviously the middleweight division, it's something you're going to pay close attention to. You walk around 220. When you cut the weight, I see you just literally go shredded. Like, you just literally drop that weight. Is 220 like a comfortable weight? Have you thought maybe going down a little bit lower to make that, because it is quite a lot of pounds. 35 pounds is quite a bit.
100%. And in reality, I'm really 218 pounds, and that's just a fluctuation because my cheat meal was yesterday. Right. So in reality, I'm 215. So it is still 30 pounds, right? But with that being said, again, as I'm actually in the process of chipping away at it because I want to be ready, like you said. And to my point earlier, there's 6 middleweight bouts that I'm going to get ready. One of the ones I kind of eyes again. I love the idea of a narrative, like the narrative story of it. I would love to fight Andrew Sanchez, who just won Tough 23. He was calling me out, and that's why I wanted in my hometown, because again, tough champ versus tough chump, and it kind of writes itself. But what's it called? No, again, to the point of the weight, it's a little bit to a science, and I'm doing my due diligence of slowly chipping away at it, and less cheat meals as we get closer to December.
That's the problem. It's that time of year, isn't it, when those cheat meals are more off. They're just there. It's just the food there.
Yep, it's the season.
It is. It's horrible. It's
hibernating season.
It is.
Too.
We got to have layers to keep ourselves warm. It's just what we do.
I keep my girlfriend warm with my body heat. So,
yes.
What's it called?
You can't be skinny and look. Yeah, that's what it is. You're saving someone's life, is what you're doing. So you have the
yes.
Like I said, so the guest fighter. Have you done guest fight before? I don't know if you have.
Yeah,
have you done it in Canada?
Yep, Canada for sure.
Canada,
and then what's it called? This would be my first international guest fighter. But
I was going to say, because do you find it helps then for your exposure for people to kind of, because you're obviously not going to be in Canada now, you think you're going to make the opportunity to kind of, because you'll be on the microphone, people will be asking questions at a Q&A. Are you going to take an opportunity there to maybe trying to get some statements out there, so to speak, to maybe get yourself matched up? You know, because it's a good opportunity. You know?
Oh, that's true.
It's a huge
very
chance.
True.
It's good.
Yeah, no, very true. What's called? Then I can again maybe think a little bit more and a great reveal of whom I want to take on. Good call. Now you've given me yes.
It is.
Yes.
You know,
yes.
It's on Fight Pass, so everyone can tune in to watch Q&A anyway. And then you'll have all the media people actually cover the Q&As, because sometimes fans ask a certain question, it kind of opens something up, and like I've asked questions before in the past.
Very true.
I've asked about the gloves.
I'm thinking you are now forcing me to think beyond a pint in a training session.
I am. Hey, I'll bring my kit. I'll bring my shorts, my groin guard, my rash guard, and we'll get rolling. I'm down.
Oh, cool. Now you just challenged me to a fight.
Yeah, definitely. I'm about 200 and... Actually, I'm not that far off. I'm about nearly just under 210. I'm just under.
I'll be about that when I see you.
Let's go. we'll put it on YouTube.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then everyone can decide how you finish it.
Yeah, exactly. That's very interactive.
Yes.
That's where your head's at.
It's exactly. See, that gets the fans interactive. That gets them connected. That's the great thing about the one thing I'm sure you notice now is how interactive the fans are in a nice way. When you're out at events, like it's quite like, I don't know many sports off the top of my head really where fans and fighters can just talk and hang out.
That's very true.
Do you appreciate that bit then when you're out and about, when obviously and people just do you just go, you know what, these people are pretty fucking awesome, these fans.
Yeah, well, I think a lot of that has to do with especially the actual aspect is because again, fans grow from, and I obviously there's a separation from what's called UFC fans and the idea that what's it called, UFC fans and also MMA fans. So a lot of the MMA fans, especially in the local circuit, will either know them, be friends with them, or watch them grow as their career goes along. And again, there's a lot of humbleness in regards to mixed martial arts, because the day you think you know everything is the day you get your ass kicked on national TV, or at least in front of a couple of thousand people.
Yeah.
So again, growing up with that, which is another reason why it's confusing. I'm out on 206. I could probably have brought about another 3,000 people myself, but it's neither here nor there. But it's neither here nor there. Either way, what's it called? Again, I think that's what differentiates it. I think maybe also the level of the leagues, and by the time someone gets to professional, they're in, let's say, Manchester. They're in this and that. It's kind of hard for a couple of people from the stands to jump in and hang out with a couple of those guys.
I tell you what, because I went to UFC 204 Manchester, and it was a good atmosphere. The only thing that I think that tarnished it for me was when people booed Henderson coming in. But then again, I kind of was going to expect it. I felt like saying to everyone, I was like, you don't know who Dan Henderson is. Like, people, it's Dan motherfucking Henderson. Like, come on.
Again, but if you're going to build up the narrative for Canada, what's it called, of England versus
good
the
and bad.
world, England. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you got to
do it. Yeah. He is the outsider. He's the invader.
Yeah. I kind of cheered when he was nearly winning. But you know,
Yeah.
I'm not English. I'm not English.
Who doesn't like to see a senior citizen
Yeah.
be able to smash
Yes.
the head? Like,
He fractured his orbital.
He is unreal.
It is. I'm
Endo
not.
is America.
I'm not English anyway, so it's all good. You know, it's fine. Well, hey, America's going to go through a rough time very soon with this elections and all this stuff going on. We don't know what's going to happen with them. So you know, my heart bleeds for them. I'm sure you're there in Canada, kind of laughing your ass off.
Scary because of all the influx of people. If the orange,
is Aljamain calling you up to come over? Aljamain's like, come on, I'm moving to Canada.
But on a positive note, all of our housing worth or whatever like that
value,
will definitely go up.
The value will go up on the properties. Yeah, exactly. So it's it's a good time to be a property owner.
And we're gonna build that wall.
Mexico ain't got nothing on Canada. Look, buddy, UFC 205's happening, and that card is
historic.
It's pretty badass.
Back to the tits.
It is, and even Misha's are on there, so it's absolutely spot on. The card itself, though, as a fighter watching from the outside, do you kind of get pumped still watching a card and seeing a card like that? Because it's just, it's some awesome matchups, you know. And even I follow Belal Muhammad is on the card against Vincent Luque, and I love Belal, top dude, been on the podcast, followed him from Titan FC, going through the ranks to get signed up, and it was just, for me, I felt like a warming feeling when I see stuff like that happen. Anyway, but. So that match for me, I've got an invested interest in that. You know, I know you've got some more other fights on there. But again, you got like your Tim Kennedy coming back, which is
amazing.
I was shocked that he was coming back. But at the same
and
time,
it could be his last one, like he's already stated in some aspects.
Because he doesn't. It's not that he needs it, and obviously all the stuff that gone behind the scenes with the certain brand and stuff like that he wears and
Stoolgate.
Yeah, which was amazing seeing that was, and he'll never live that down. The gay Jesus is always going to be around, and but he's on the card as well, and you know, you just think there's a lot of stories going on there. Will you be watching it, obviously, and tweeting about it so people can join in? Was that something you're going to be doing again, watching it just as a big kid?
I'm actually what's called I don't know if you're familiar with TSN.
It's a network.
It is. It's a sports network. It's essentially the Canadian ESPN.
Oh right, okay.
So I'm a color analyst for the actual whole event. So we're going to start off with, again, in many ways it's going to be the Connor show leading up to it because that's what everyone's coming for, but the historical aspect. So building up to it, we're going to look at the presser. We're going to look at take a look of the actual fights and how everyone matches up and kind of talk about the attributes of what maybe someone has, who's in a better position to win it, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And then the post and pre-mortem of actual UFC 205. So I will be both working, but as a fan as well, because again, that's what got me into the sport. Mixed martial arts, it's the ultimate pursuit of, chess, not checkers. And the idea, again, balancing the mind and body and everything that comes with it. So I'm really excited to, again, take that analyst role and actually do it to the masses of Canada. So there's another, what's it called, great example of post outside cage stuff, which is still related to cage. All my projects, again, are the extension of myself, of me as a professional fighter, and that professional fighter is also a huge fan. So I'm looking forward to 205 from tops to finish, like we talked about.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. That's cool that you're doing that with the movie stuff. I actually did a couple of stuff as well, a couple of movies, purely because people said, "Hey, don't you do that punch and fight?" I'm like, yeah, just call it UFC. It's fine. Yes. But it's the same time, like, it's fine. And I got to do it, and I got that venture from TV, like movie stuff, because of it. And that's like you say, it's just a fun aspect, a side venture, but you're still linked in because that's how you got into it.
And it's still my passion, obviously.
Yeah, well, that's the thing about it. You're passionate. So your time off, you've obviously been growing. You've been adjusting your stat, maybe adjusting your game. What is there particular, maybe one thing then that you've said, do you know what, that was not my strongest point. I've had to work on it. If you were to self-assess yourself, there's nothing, but
just working on my hands. I think a lot of, again, whether you win or lose, you always have to go to the drawing board and look at it. I think my last fight, with Sam. There was a lot more that I could have done. Specifically, obviously, that with him, it was a specific threat in regards to his heavy hands, his long reach, no forgiving. And then you cue in the fact that he wasn't really. I like to look at our fight, Sam and I, as the poor man's Machida versus Dan Henderson. It's the poor man's Machida versus Dan Henderson. So, in many ways, going back to the drawing board and just being more comfortable in regards to, to put in perspective, I think with my dexterity with my kicks and my ability to basically jump in and out, close distance and get out, I'm very good at not getting damage, and which is awesome when you want to cast a check and pay the bills. But in regards to moving up the ranks, I need to just be more comfortable in regards to doing everything I do in the gym. I don't have an issue with my hands in any way point. I think I don't even have an issue with my hands during the fight. I just think my whole goal as a mixed martial artist is to find opportunities to win. Find opportunities, again, going with the flow. And I think you're only as good as your dance partner, and I think sometimes when a dance partner doesn't show up, hey, what's it called? I did what I needed to do.
You cancelled each other out. That was what happened.
Exactly.
Your style, I'm sorry to interrupt, because you obviously have that, you close that gap. You have that closing gap, you come in. His thing is the counters, and I was thinking, well, if Elias shoots in, that counter strike's there. So I was really curious about how you would go around that. So your kicks is what you used instead as your weapon. Your primary weapon was your kicks. So obviously, but then he couldn't answer the question to get around the kicks. So in the period, we're just in a stalemate of just couldn't cancel each other out.
So one other issue I think I have, I was so much stronger than him. I think coming after my first loss, one of the big things we were very invested in is learning from the mistakes. And I think what I did was I held on to something too long. In my Santos fight. So I didn't hold on to things long enough or transition. I was thinking too much of the defense rather than, oh no, I'm so much stronger than him. I could just bend his head in and just knee him to death. Like there was a couple of moments where right after I did it, I'm like, oh, the offense. Because I was thinking so much about, like, again, mistakes rather than being able to be creative. I think my defense and my ability to not take any damage was at its best. And I think, there was a lot of positives out of that fight. But moving forward, I've been working really heavy on my hands and just touching people. One of the beautiful things in TriStar is that it's an open door policy. There's many greats that come in here, that come in and go, and a lot of amateurs kind of going through the ranks, and who also travel here from all over the world. So being able to play with so many other different bodies and just growing with it, I've been really excited. And honestly, like, I think I kind of like the idea of a last minute-ish fight to some extent now. It takes away a lot of the stress. If someone asks me to fight in December, I'm ready to go. For the most part, my body is ready to go, and I've allowed myself to heal. I think it's technically osteoporosis. Arthritis in both my wrists already. So again, from surgery from my previous life and skateboarding. So long story short,
I've got a pretty strong forearm. My one arm is really strong, but my wrist is a bit worn out. Apparently, I don't know. Repetitive movement, the doctor said. I don't know what from, but
right. You just got to use equal.
You got to spread it out. That's what it is. That's fine. That one.
Nothing like a good dick joke. Got
it. I told you. I got to throw that in.
We're on the same wavelength, and like I said before, apparently same background, same sir.
I was going to say with TriStar, because you obviously got like Joanne Calderwood there from the UK, you got Joe Duffy, there's a load of UK guys over there. But Brad Wheeler's there actually at the moment. I know Brad popped over there too. Because you get all the different mixture of people you get to
Arnold.
with. Arnold, he's on holiday at the moment.
Savage.
He's on holiday with the missus at the moment. I love taking a mick out of Arnold. He's great. I love it. He did a little video on Instagram where he was doing like pull-ups with half his body weight. I just tell him it's half reps. Just got it. But yeah, Arnold's a good kid. Like, he's a good prospect, very good prospect. Arnold. He's got a lot of potential. Like, see, because you get to train with so many different faces and different body types, has that then allowed you to get a bit more confidence then with kind of staying in the pocket a bit more, releasing your hands a little bit more? Because obviously, if you have one style of fighter and you're catching him, but then you've got some Wonderboy Thompson style, or then you got a Robbie Lawler style. You need to have all of those different contrasts to kind of make sure that what you're doing works.
Mm-hmm.
So have you found that?
No, again, it's just about growth in general, and I've been able to allow myself to learn and ask more questions with my coaches, with myself, with my training partners. Again, I started mixed martial arts in any capacity at the age of like 20, 21. So that's like, again, for my Canadian example, that'd be, again, I got a couple of high school fights, whatnot, but that's like any Canadian would get this reference, is essentially playing pond hockey up until about 20 and say, hey, let's go to the NHL. I was able to do that kind of just with the veracity of saying, why not?
Yeah.
And again, I have no background, I don't have like a Weidman wrestling since I was walking, or Kung Lee, you know what I mean? Like, I don't have that just in-depth aspect.
So you're constantly growing. You're constantly adding. It's just
jack of all trades.
Yeah,
but
it's
slowly becoming a master of some.
Well, I was going to say it's a rapid growth then, because you're like a blank canvas. So that's nice for a coach to have a blank canvas. Because if you're just like I do karate, well, they've got to work around your style to make you do X, Y, and Z. Exactly. I can see you do kung fu fighting and all sorts. And but one question then: new ownership for the UFC next year. They announced that they're probably going to do a couple of less cards here and there. Do you think then that's more of a reason for you as a fighter to maybe start calling names out when a guy gets on, when you get on a microphone? Because, if you just sit there and go, I'm happy to be matched up with whoever, it's, even now it doesn't work. It doesn't get you what you want. Do you think fighters are going to have to start cutting on to the idea of saying, I need to have a list of like 5 guys and just spit out?
Fair enough. Again, a lot of it depends. A lot of it, I think the aspect, for me specifically, I get to venture, again, the idea that there'll be less cards may mean that some people will fight less, which also means I can focus on other outside projects too.
Yeah.
There's that aspect. But there's also, again, I think there's a narrative that needs to be had, and like I said, maybe I'll have someone by next week. No, I think I like when the organic aspect sort of stuff. I think like I said, a lot of it has to relate to where everything kind of chips land.
Yeah.
But I think the being ready anytime, any place or whatever that I want to implement will do a lot of that itself, and then the narrative will set.
Yeah, it makes it. Yeah, it definitely goes, like you say, that chipping away in your weight. As long as you get your weight to a comfortable stage where you can cut it a healthy way before a fight, if it's short notice, because you don't want to be cutting like 30 pounds in a week.
Within 2 weeks, you need 2 weeks. You need 2 weeks.
Yeah.
You need 2 weeks. That's again, the reason why I don't necessarily fight it as much as I could is because that does take a lot out of your body. And let's be honest, without the IV, which was taken away for good, I'm okay with sacrificing what I used to do with an IV because it's for the greater good of the sport, and it's to clean up the sport, and I have nothing to hide.
Yeah.
So again, what that does is that it takes a toll out on your joints. That takes a toll out on your body in general, your kidneys. So for me specifically, I don't think fighting the 4 times a year anyways is that healthy. I think with that being said, always being ready on some level will help defend against that.
Yeah.
But for specifically in regards to fighters, I think I need to be a little bit more prepared in regards to having set names, because I'm honestly I'm having really fun. Training. I'm having a lot of fun. Traveling. I'm having a lot of fun being me, whatever that is.
Yeah.
As for the fighting game, there are 3 or 4 guys that I would love to get at, and like I said, this December there are about 12 guys that I would jump in tomorrow.
Yeah.
So once if knock on wood,
yeah.
hopefully for their sake, what's called no one gets hope, but hopefully for my sake, someone does.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's the thing about it, you know, and especially because you come to Belfast, you can call them out. I tell you, it's almost like there's a chance that this is all going to happen the way everything's playing out, man. I really want that to happen because I'm like, dude, it's been too long since you've been in the goddamn cage. It's been too goddamn long.
No, fair enough.
I think
what's called,
the fans are missing out.
Yes. Well, they get a healthy dose of the Spartan every fight in some way, shape, or form, but it's not the same. Like, again, you're the one that wanted me to do this video because I clearly don't have the face for radio. So, what's it called? Or the face for Twitter.
I've been told I'm really good looking in the dark. I've been told I look better in the dark. I don't know what it is. They say I look like Vin Diesel in the dark.
I don't know what that means, but I'll take it. But you should take it.
I'm taking it. I'm like, yes, anything you want, ladies, anything you want. Look, honestly, Elias, I think it's a shame that you're not being put on this 206 card. In fact, I'll phrase that. I think it's an absolute waste of time that they haven't put you on there. I think it's ridiculous. I think they missed out a huge opportunity putting you on there because
it's confusing.
Yeah, it is. And you know what? I hope that obviously there's a transition going with the ownerships and new matchmaking system they got going up. I hope that starting of the year they get their heads screwed on. If you don't get matched up and they get you in there pretty soon, I'd like to see maybe February, March time, if I'm honest, because I think it'd be stupid to waste.
What they've already expressed to me, my management, my paradigm is that the idea that it looks like February is when they kind of have something potentially set. But for me, I'm going to be ready for December.
Yes.
And kick ass.
There's plenty of cards.
I kick ass every day. Yep.
Yeah,
plenty of cards, plenty of fighters.
New Year's Eve card. Woo.
Exactly. You're gonna trip to Vegas.
Yeah, exactly. Free trip. Gotta go on that. You got Belfast, and you're gonna go back. You're gonna be in the venue, or you're gonna be in a studio near the venue for the 206. How does that work?
No. So I'm gonna be. I guess I can announce the idea that I'm going to be TSN, which is a network, a Canadian network. It's essentially our version of ESPN.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be at Sports Center, which is their branch of it, doing UFC 205 as an analyst. I'm their new analyst for UFC content, and I'm really excited. I'm basically going to talk about many ways 205 is a historic event, but let's be clear, it's still the Connor show. So we're going to start off with the presser. We're going to have the bleeps ready to blur, beep out, and we're going to see if any monster cans will be harmed during this presser.
Okay.
And then the weigh-ins, and then obviously the historic event at UFC 205.
What about 206 then? You're going to be doing the same work at 206?
I'm going to be doing the same event work on 206. I'm also partnering up, as cage side commentary for Hard Knocks, which is a regional event.
Yes, regional promotion. Yeah, I know that one.
It's a regional event in in Canada. It's one of the top ones around. They're going to be live on their pay-per-view system as well. So again, I will be the Joe Rogan with a lot more hair for Hard Knocks.
Nice.
That's all in the works. And I'm really excited because that's where I got my actual debut. That's where Spartan was created.
Wicked, like a reunion. A beautiful little reunion. Nice, man.
Yep. Ronda Rousey also has one of her first outings from there as well.
That did the last one, I'm guessing. I'm guessing that was
no one really, for those of you who have never heard of her.
Yeah.
But, I'm really excited. Like, again, I am a professional fighter. That's my passion. That's my love. That's my life.
Yeah.
But I have many different ventures that I'm working on outside because, again, no one gets to hit the head. Well, no one wants to get hit in the head forever, and you got to develop the brand that is yourself.
Yeah, you do, and that's the thing. You're a smart man making the moves. I'll probably be back in the cage at the start of next year himself, and it's one of them ones where I'm doing this. You got to have other projects. It's what you got to do.
Yep.
But it's also because you can't get away from it, so you need to have something to scratch that itch. And if it's doing this, at least it's
the same thing. It's all the same thing. And even again, a lot of the projects that I'm working on are all related around mixed martial arts. Yeah. Obviously, I'd want to grow. I'm really excited to announce also that I have a hair deal in the works.
How is that taking so long? How is that taking so long?
Again, there's a lot when there's actual money involved. It takes us a lot of lawyers and communication and this and that. So,
I'll just take free shampoo. Just give me shampoo for free.
Exactly. So I'm really excited, and they're interested again. What's called? It's a brand. It's also a marketing firm that's with them specifically. That we've been kind of talking to back and forth. And what's called? They're interested in the outside projects that I'm going to be getting into. What's called? And they all kind of work together. There's a master plan behind the madness, and also these headphones are one more from one of my sponsors. One more. Shameless plug. What's it called? They're a really cool company that's just kind of in the cusp of their growth as well. They're great headphones. And shameless plug right there.
They look badass, I have to say, mate. They look badass. The audio, I can hear you crystal clear. So the microphone's top quality. It's good, man.
Bless you, sir.
I'm digging it.
Great on this end.
I will tag them in on the tweet, mate, to get them out there. I'm happy to do that, my friend. That's the thing about it. Like, I am expecting though you under a waterfall washing your hair. If I don't see this, you and a loincloth and a loincloth. If I don't see this, I'm not in. I'm out.
Let's be sure. There's going to be hair.
Yep.
You can't. We don't. It's not going to be Disney, but it's going to be very fairy tale-ish.
Yeah.
There's also going to be. I'm a man. I'm a man's man. I'm a puncher and kicker. I do stuff. Violence, but in a very beautiful, handsome fashion.
Right.
So that's what they're going to be touching on. So there might be some waterfalls now. You had some great ideas. I'm not going to lie.
I think it would work. Like there's a Tarzan-esque feel to you. You can use that as your advantage. See, look.
Waterfall.
You can there. See, it's there already. Get the Tarzan look. Get the waterfall. I'm telling you. And you know, you could have like the silverback gorillas, and they're all doing the same washing. It's there. It's there. I'm telling you, you got your missus. Your missus could be Jane.
Yeah, me Tarzan, she Jane.
Exactly. There you go. I've already written the script. That's it. It's done. Done deal.
You're not getting a commission check.
Nah, it's fine. It's fine. I've only done commission. I just want to play
We'll see.
I'll play the silverbacks.
Really nice card during Christmas. You might get a really nice card during Christmas.
You in a Christmas jumper.
Yeah. And that's it.
That's it. That's all I need. That's all I need. Your face on a Christmas jumper, you wearing it. That's all I need.
Exactly.
Look, Elias, I'm going to let you shoot off because I know you got stuff to get going on with. You got a life to go on with. I love having you on. I love talking to you. I will be meeting up with you in Belfast. It's going to be awesome.
Looking forward to it.
I cannot wait for it. Don't forget, Growing Guard, Gum Shield, kit. It's on. And, you know, anytime.
This is twice you've challenged me to a fight.
I'm down, man. I'm down. You know, I'm always down on women. But I was going to say, before I let you shoot off, I'm obviously going to put in the description below your Twitter handles and stuff like that. But let the people at home know how to follow you so they can jump on.
At Elias Theodorou, easy enough. A lot of vowels. You can Google it. And you can find me, as usual, for what's it called, on Twitter, doing my thing, talking fights, talking everything fights.
Yeah.
And Instagram without the shirts. Sorry, not sure. on Instagram for the ladies or gentlemen.
Yeah.
Why discriminate? Why discriminate?
I don't know.
Why limit yourself to 50% of the population?
Exactly. Double your growth, man. Double your opportunity. That's what it's all about.
Well, you don't even know.
Treble.
Penis jokes.
Hey, look, you can never beat penis jokes. They're the best jokes in the world.
Well, you can beat a penis.
You can beat a penis. Yeah, you can beat an egg as well.
Alright, we probably should end this before we
sponsors. You said sponsors there. Headphones.
What's called? Honestly, I can't do it without my sponsors.
Yes.
Still Foods, which is I'm going to eat next. Delivery system, food delivery system for both the athletes and non-athletes alike. It basically gives you your time, man. Again, no one wants to spend all Sunday. What's it called? Getting ready for their week of food. We got HPN. I'm an HPN athlete. They are what you see.
Boom.
What you see right here.
2 tickets, people.
Yes. Guns not included, but they will come in the mail once you work out. So Tribeca Finance Corporation, they have been behind me since day one. Mild Detox, they put me back together.
Nice.
That's and a couple more in the works that I'm really excited about. Again, follow me on Instagram and what's called Twitter for @Elias Theodorou, and you'll be able to basically follow my journey.
Awesome. I will put this all in the description below anyway, but thank you so much, Elias. It's great talking to you. everyone at home's going to enjoy this, and they're all going to get ready for seeing you in Belfast if they're going. So, ladies and
Yeah,
gentlemen,
I'm pumped.
the Spartan, Elias Theodorou.